Yo, what up, though? Welcome to the Brian Onrea podcast show. I'm your host, Brian Onrea. I'm so happy to be here. I'm thankful for you all watching. I really appreciate every single person that's tapped into this podcast. You might be tapped into the podcast on like audio, like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. You might be rocking with the podcast on the video tip, YouTube. You might be seeing some clips on TikTok, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever. However you watching this podcast, I thank you, man. I appreciate you for rocking with me. There's so many options of content for you to watch, but the fact that you're checking me out means a lot. Now, if you'll do me a favor though, if you will subscribe to the podcast, if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Write a comment. Let me know how you think, how you like the podcast, whether you agree with something, disagree with something. It makes the algorithm, put me at the top when you comment and stuff, you know what I'm saying? If you're on Spotify, answer the questions, you know what I'm saying? Just tap in, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Fix my chair. But yeah, tap in, man. Let the boy know that you rock with him. Let everybody know that you rock with the Brian Onrea podcast show. You feel me? I'm all about spreading positive energy. And I understand, man, that like any endeavor where you want to do something big, any endeavor where you want to make a big impact, it takes a while. It's not overnight. You know what I'm saying? Greatness takes time. Great things take time. So I understand this podcast may take some time to get to where we wanted to get to. But if you're rocking with me now, if you're rocking with me early, tap in while you get a chance. Because you never know, man. It might be one day where things get so big, it might be hard for me to keep track of everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I can keep track of all y'all now. You feel me? I can keep track of all y'all now. So tap in, man, you know what I'm saying? To say you was one of the first ones tapped in to the Brian Onrea show, you know what I'm saying? But again, let me reiterate, great things take time. Maybe you're working on something great. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a job, a career, a podcast, a business, a relationship. Maybe you are a new parent, whatever it is, man. If you want to be great at it, if you want to reach greatness, don't beat yourself up because it's not happening fast enough. Great things take time, man. You want things to develop, man, give it time. You want to work on somebody's heart, you want to work on, a relationship or whatever it is, it takes time. Just keep working. Find out the right things to do for whatever it is you want to do. Find out the best practices and stick to it. Be consistent. I want to be a model of consistency for y'all so that y'all can fulfill y'all dreams. And together, we're going to fulfill our dreams together. One thing I want to say, man, somebody put a comment on TikTok and I was talking about fulfilling your dreams and fulfilling your goals. I forget the person's name, but the person put, sometimes God's dreams and God's goals are different from our own goals. And I thought that's a good point. But the key is to align, whatever it is you have in your heart, man. If it's really meant for you, God put it there. So I always talk about having a relationship with the Creator, having a relationship with your higher power. Tap in. I always say tap into that. When you tapped into that, you align your goals with God's goals. In the Bible, I think it's in Isaiah, I forget exactly where, but it says, when God is talking, he says, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. My ways are higher than your ways. And it talks about how sometimes we have the wrong motivations. We have the wrong, we go after our flesh. We go after the wrong things instead of going after what God wants. But I'm talking about being in tune with the God inside of you. I believe that God lives on the inside of us if you invite him in. Look on the inside and tap in with that. Tap in with what God put in your heart. And then therefore it'll align. A lot of times we run after things. We go after things that's not meant for us. We go after people who aren't meant for us. We go after jobs and careers that's not meant for us. And we keep bumping our heads. But again, tap in. If you have a relationship with God, pray. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up and follow your heart. Follow your passion. That way, you don't got to worry about being misaligned. You will be aligned all the time. You feel me? I ain't no preacher. I used to be in the previous life, but I ain't no preacher right now. I ain't trying to preach to y'all, but I do want to see y'all happy. I want to make an impact, man. I want to see y'all blessed. I want to see y'all fulfilling y'all dreams, man. There's so much negativity in this world, and tomorrow's not promised. We got to fulfill our dreams now. We got to fulfill our purpose now. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to live a life and look back with regret. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to live with regret. I don't want to live with regret. Let's all fulfill our God-given purpose and fulfill our goals. You feel me? All right, now. Let's get into new music, man. J.Cole. Now, I reported previously that Kendrick Lamar dissed J.Cole. He dissed Drake on this song with Metro Boomin and Future. You know what I'm saying? And he said, everybody calls J.Cole, Drake, and Kendrick the big three. Kendrick said, mother effer big three, it's just big me. And he said, your best song is light work to me. You know what I'm saying? So J. Cole dropped a new album called Might Delete Later. The very last song on the album, I'm gonna talk about the whole album. And I don't know if it's an album or a mixtape, because some folks call it a mixtape. They play with words. It's a project. You know what I'm saying? But this project, the last song was called 7 Minute Drill. And it's funny because the song was only like 3 minutes. I'm thinking it's about to be a 7-minute song. It's a 3.5 minute song. But he talks about Kendrick. He calls Kendrick Lamar basically like he fell off. He said that his first album, Good Kid, Mad City, was a classic. It was. And actually, I consider Section 80 Kendrick Lamar's first album. That was a classic too. But he said that his second album, To Pimp a Butterfly, wasn't classic. People gassed it up and put folks to sleep. It was a snooze fest, whatever he said. First off, that automatically ruined J. Cole's credibility in the song, because To Pimp a Butterfly, now, true enough, some people didn't like it, but most critics and most music fans loved the album. I loved it. I think it's arguably Kendrick's best album. I'm gonna give Good Kid, Mad City the nod as Kendrick's best album, but To Pimp a Butterfly is very, very close to that as far as being Kendrick's best work. Amazing album. So for J. Cole to try to diss the album, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? He said that, it put folks to sleep or whatever. And it's funny because I like J. Cole. I do. I like J. Cole. I've never said this, but a lot of people have said J. Cole is boring. And a lot of people would accuse him of making music to put you to sleep. So it's ironic that he would say that about Kendrick. So you are automatically opening yourself up for attacks right there. Not very smart on the diss record. He was saying that Kendrick was dissing him for attention. And again, it's like Kendrick don't need to diss nobody for attention. Kendrick got a big fan base. So a lot of this stuff that J. Cole was saying on the song just didn't resonate with me, man. I thought it was inaccurate. And I think if I understand, because in the song you said it was a warning shot. So I understand not like emptying the clip on somebody, but you got to come harder than that though. If somebody called me out, I'm gonna come harder than that. So as far as the J. Cole Kendrick beef, I'm gonna give the first round to Kendrick. I think it's 1-0 Kendrick. Now, a lot of J. Cole fans say that he won the first round. It's all subjective, it's all opinion, and it's all fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nobody beefing in real life. But as far as music go, I love this little battle, and I'm gonna give Kendrick the first round. 7 Minute Drill didn't really do it for me, man. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments, you feel me? But let's talk about the whole album, the whole project called Might Delete Later. Overall, it's a pretty good project. J. Cole is rapping his butt off. One thing about J. Cole, he got bars and he's in his prime. You know what I'm saying? Also, he said that Kendrick was past his prime and he was just in his prime. Whatever. But J. Cole was definitely in his lyrical prime. He's killing it lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Rapping his butt off. It's a decent project. He had songs with like Gucci Mane, like reads a poem on the first song, but that was kind of weird. Why didn't you just have Gucci rap on the song? But Gucci Mane, it's on the album. Young Dro, Boz. He got a song with Ab-Soul, When They Lit, that's getting a lot of recognition. A good lyrical song. He got a song called, I think it's We Ready? Are You Ready? With Cameron. And I love Killer Cam. I'm a big Cameron fan, so it's good to see Cameron on the album. One of my critiques on one of J. Cole's previous albums was that he had Cameron on a song talking, but didn't have him rapping. I'm like, why not just let Cameron rap? On this song, he let Cameron rap. Dope song. Overall, project was pretty cool. If you love J. Cole, you would love the project. I think T- did a lot of the heavy lifting with the production on there. Pretty cool album, man. Check it out. Let me know what you think, man. Might Delete Later by J. Cole. I want to talk about, though, Joyner and Lucas put out a new album called Not Now, I'm Busy. This album actually came out last week, but I didn't talk about it on the podcast because I didn't listen to it yet. So this morning, I actually listened to it a couple times, and I love this album, man, called Not Now, I'm Busy. Joyner Lucas was on The Breakfast Club. He was on Big Boy. He was on the Bootleg Kev podcast. And I listen to all those interviews because I love, I think Joyner Lucas gives a good interview. He's very intelligent. But he seemed kind of somber in a lot of his interviews, you know what I'm saying? And I can see why, because it's this album, he's really kind of letting go of stuff, you know? The whole concept of the album is him destroying the old Joyner Lucas and building a new Joyner Lucas. And it's weird because anybody who in my circle right now who know me, know that I've been saying that about myself lately. I'm destroying the old Brian Onrea and I'm building a new Brian Onrea. Forget the old Brian. The old person, that person is gone. He's dead. I'm killing him. I'm building a new person. And that's exactly what Joyner Lucas is talking about on this album. On the album cover, it's a picture of him with blood all over his face. And that's symbolizing him killing the old Joyner. He murdered him, the old Joyner, you know what I'm saying? And throughout the album, he's talking about a lot of stuff that I can relate to, about just stuff going bad and you know what I'm saying, just cutting people off. All this stuff he's talking about on the album I can relate to, you know what I'm saying? And I really rock with it, man. Now, of course, some of the songs have been out before. He got the song called Broski. Broski came out a few months ago. It's a big video with Rotimi playing the character in this video. Great video, great song. The song with Jelly Roll, Best of Me, came out a few weeks ago, talking about addiction. Very powerful song. That song has been out, man. And those are dope songs. He got some dope songs on there, though. He had the one song where he sampled, I think, Gloria Estefan or one of those Latin songs, man. Dope song. He got a song called Cut You Off with NBA Youngboy. Dope song. NBA Youngboy did his thing on there. He got a song called I Didn't Go with Simba and DMX. Let me tell you something. That DMX verse on there almost brought me to tears because it's so powerful. Not only is powerful because DMX isn't here anymore, rest in peace to him, but it's powerful because DMX is talking about God having our back and God carrying us through. And if you're going through a tough time or if you've been through a tough time, you know that, man, having faith in God is so important. And to hear DMX kind of talk to us on there, which is really powerful, man. And I'm mad that song is not getting more attention. I'm mad this album not getting more attention. This album should be getting more attention, man. But yeah, that song Still Alright, man. I'm sorry, I Didn't Go. It's powerful. The song Still Alright, though, with Logic and Twista, is another motivational song. Logic is talking motivation, giving encouragement to people to chase their dreams, which I love. But then Twista does the same thing, but Twista does it from his own perspective. Twista tells a story about how he, blew up in the 90s off the tongue twisting rap. He was called Tongue Twister back then. He was breaking Guinness World Book of Records for how fast he was rapping, but apparently, he had some hard times. He lost it all, and he was working at a car wash or something like that. He had a regular job, and people were recognizing him at this job, dang, Twista, and it was kind of embarrassing for him, but he stuck it through. And that's very motivational, Like I said, everybody know that I got a 9 to 5. I haven't had a 9 to 5 in 12 years. I got a 9 to 5 recently to do what I gotta do. And I can relate to that and how he did that song with Do or Die, that Po Pimp song, very popular song, and how that song kind of brought him back. And how he still had his job when the song came out. He didn't want to quit his job yet until the song blew up. But I love motivational stories. I love stories of people who were down, but they rose back up. They rose up from that dark place. I love that because I'm all about motivating people and motivation and just an incredible song, man. He had a song called How Much Do You Love Me? Real good song. And the title song was the last song, Not Now I'm Busy, where he kind of explains it all. He ties it all together, you know what I'm saying? Just a real dope album. I think it did 17,000 the first week independent, which is not bad, but I hope that album does way better because it deserves it. It's one of the best albums that came out in 2024 so far. Real dope album, man. Not Now I'm Busy. Shout out to Joyner Lucas, man. Keep doing your thing. Joyner, man, if you ever see this, man, I'm praying for you. I can tell that you're going through a lot just by listening to your interviews, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it sounds real somber. You mentioned on the Big Boy interview how you don't go to counseling because you're scared of what counseling might, unveil. I just pray that you find peace, bro. And thank you for like always like putting out content to motivate people and help people, man. Way back from your song about I'm Not Racist, your song about the addiction song, all the stuff you put out, man, that's powerful, man. Thank you for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up, man. And as far as all the fans, man, let's keep pushing Joyner. Let's keep pushing his music. Let's keep pushing him to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to that album. So let me move on from that, because I can go on and on about how much I love that project. But Club Shay, he interviewed Glorilla. Glorilla is on a new episode of Club Shay. And you know what? Glorilla came out within the last year or so, you know what I'm saying, with the FNF song. She, had a couple other songs. She had a song with Cardi B. I think it's Tomorrow, something like that. She got a song called Yeah Glow, blowing up now. You know what I'm saying? She from Memphis. I didn't know much about her, but this interview made me really like her. She seemed real relatable and down to earth off this interview. You know what I'm saying? She seemed very relatable, and that helps a lot with artists because, we hear your music, but we want to know who you are in order to become fans. Interviews is what really makes people become fans from casual listeners. So shout out to Club Shay. Good conversation. They made fun of her Memphis accent, which is funny. She talked about her come up, her dating life. You know what I'm saying? She got her teeth fixed. She's talking about her teeth look like Baby Sharpe. Real funny stuff, man. And she seemed, again, real relatable. She got Shannon to drink something other than his own liquor. He drank wine for the first time on there. She talked about LeBron James doing her lyrics and stuff about, again, her dating life and whether she split the bill on dates. Real relatable stuff, man. I think the interview is at 1.4 million views. It's been out 3 days. Again, Shannon Sharpe is blowing up with his podcast, man. Whatever he put out is going to do 1 million views no matter what it seemed like, man. I just hope that he stay away from the beef topics, man. He, focus on the positive stuff in the interviews, not the beef, man. Speaking of beef, I saw Glorilla and JT from the City Girls are beefing. Listen, if you young watching this, man, like, ignore the beef. If you're a young artist, let's not get involved with the beef. If you don't like somebody, you don't got to talk about them. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like them, just talk about something else. Which brings me to like all the Beyonce haters, and I hate to pull the race card, but it seemed like a lot of the other races are like hating on the Beyonce country album, man. I saw Homeboy, I forgot his guy, the guy from Stranger Things, his wife was from the UK, was on it, was criticizing Beyonce, and a lot of the comments, even like I saw, who was that? I saw Dolly Parton make a post about Beyonce, and I saw, cause she did Jolene. I saw even Paul McCartney from the Beatles made a post about Beyonce because she covered one of his songs about racial justice on her album, and the comments for both Dolly Parton and Paul McCartney, it's a lot of people who are hating on it for no reason. It's just like, and you hate to think that it's racism, but what other reason is it? Because listen, if you don't like something, why give energy to it? There's plenty that I don't like out here, but I don't give it energy. I don't talk, even on this podcast. I can give reviews about stuff I hate and trash albums, but why trash stuff? Talk about stuff that I do like. I like the J.Cole album. I like the Joyner Lucas album, so I talked about them. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't just gloss over them. There's things about it I don't like. I can critique. But even in critiquing, focus on the good and not the bad. So a lot of this Beyonce criticism, man, it's seeming like racism, but I don't know. And a lot of times you can hide behind, well, I just didn't like it. Well, why talk about it? If you didn't like Beyonce country album, talk about the country albums you did like. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta stop that, man. I talk about stuff that I don't like. That I do like. But I will say this, speaking of stuff I didn't like, I got my Pistons jersey on, man, because I want to talk about the NBA and their load management, man. I got a ticket to see the Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham play the Atlanta Hawks the other night, man. Was it April the 3rd, I believe it was. I got tickets, which was like 100 level, which is very expensive. Cost $40 to park, another $30 on food, you know what I'm saying? All to see that Cade Cunningham was warming up, by the way. He was warming, had his clothes on. He was questionable because of the knee management, but they held him out at the last minute. And I'm like, is he really injured or is he just doing load management. It's kind of disappointing, man, because, again, if you're injured, don't play. If you're injured, you shouldn't play. But if you just hurting, or if you just kind of like, if you're scared you're going to get injured, man, just play the game, bro. Y'all make like tens of millions of dollars per year. You know, not to mention the endorsements, man. Just like play the game, man, because I was very, very disappointed, you know what I'm saying, that he didn't play. I couldn't even enjoy the game. And it's funny, in that game, now I never heard of Malachi Flynn in my life, okay? I didn't even know he was on the Pistons. But a guy off the bench named Malachi Flynn scored 50 points off the bench. And I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of the most boring 50-point performance I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of like regular layups, jump shots, a couple threes. It wasn't spectacular at all, but he scored 50 points. So shout out to Malachi Flynn. And it's funny because they played Memphis last night and he scored 3 points off the bench in 23 minutes. So that was funny. And then Cade Cunningham still didn't play last night. But all this load management stuff, man, fans pay good money. We pay good money to go to games, man. I got NBA League Pass. I pay for the League Pass. That's like $20 a month, whatever it is I pay to watch all the NBA games, man. We want to see players play if they're not hurt, if they're not really injured, you know what I'm saying? So, boo to load management. Shame on the NBA for allowing load management. I know they're trying to combat it with the whole 65-game rule for the postseason awards and all this stuff, but come on, man. You know. Now, Cade Cunningham been in the league 3 years. I think I've been in 3 or 4 Pistons games since he's been in the league. He ain't played in none of the games I went to. Crazy because he's very talented. He's a dope player, #1 overall pick. Very, very good player. He don't get talked about a lot because the Pistons not doing good, but come on, man. If you ain't really injured, man, go out there and play. You feel me? I know the Pistons got nothing to play for, but you can be getting ready for next year, getting your chemistry together, getting ready, getting better so that you can be better next year. You know what I'm saying? Last thing about the Pistons, man. I saw that big shot Chauncey Billups got nominated, or no, he got accepted or voted into the 2024 Basketball Hall of Fame. So shout out to him, man. I want to see him make it all the way, and he did make it to the Hall of Fame. So I can't wait to see his induction ceremony. You know, 20 years ago, the Pistons won the championship, and he was the MVP of the finals. He had so many big shots in that title run, too. I remember against the New Jersey Nets. We won that series in about, I think, 6 or 7 games, but he like hit this one shot in overtime, to go to overtime, like a half-court shot off the backboard. You know, just a lot of big shots, man. I love Chauncey. I love the Pistons 2004. I can't believe it's been 20 years, though. I'm getting old, man. 20 years since we won a championship? That's crazy. But shout out to Chauncey Billups and the Detroit Pistons. Congrats on being in the Hall of Fame, man. We love you as Pistons fans. And overall, that's all I got for the episode, man. Episode 31, you feel me? 3-1, you know. Thank you for watching the podcast. Like and subscribe, man. Share with somebody. Chase your dreams. Never give up, man. That's all I got today, man. The Brian Onrea Show. Let's get it.